Why would a savior become the bearer of a curse? Why did Narasimha, the avatar who rescued the innocent Prahlada, end up himself accursed? Imagine this: the mightiest protector bursting forth from a stone pillar, nails sharper than steel, his eyes burning with divine rage. Narasimha, half man, half lion. He appears not just as a god, but as a storm unleashed. He saves Prahlada and slays the tyrant Hiranyakashipu. But then, right when you think the story ends happily, there's a twist. Narasimha is cursed. Why? What cosmic blind spot could invite a curse upon an avatar of Vishnu himself? That's the mystery we're diving into today. And what you'll discover might change how you look at good, evil, and the delicate balance of power itself. Right before we jump in, why not hit subscribe? That way, you won't miss out on the next epic chapter. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're about to learn secrets from ancient myths that most people never notice. Plus, I'll show you that even the mightiest might have their struggles. So, what was this curse? Who gave it and why? Let's piece the puzzle together. Our story begins in a kingdom bathed in gold and fear, the domain of King Hiranyakashipu. The city hums with forced devotion. Citizens parade through the streets, singing hymns to a king who claims to be God himself. Palaces shimmer, but underneath the royal road, terror walks hand in hand with every happy tune. Because here, worshipping any other god, especially Vishnu, is forbidden. In the heart of this storm is a child, Prahlada. Not just any child, but a lightning rod for faith. He sits in his dimly lit room, reciting Vishnu's name, a flicker of hope in an empire of fear. What does he feel? Imagine the weight. A boy whose gentle prayers are considered treason. His father's anger stalks him at every step. His mother's tears can't wash away his loneliness. Still, Prahlada clings to his devotion, unshaken, even as he faces punishments no child should endure. Room after room echoes with his cries, but he won't change. He's thrown to wild elephants, cast into a pit of snakes, starved, poisoned, pushed from cliffs. Every trial breaks normal men, but not Prahlada. His faith shines like a lamp in the wind, unwavering. And then comes the fateful day, the moment Hiranyakashipu confronts Prahlada himself. The king's voice thundered through the marble hall as he sneered, "If your God is everywhere, is he here, in this pillar?" Everyone in the court thickens with suspense. Prahlada's heart beats steady. He truly believes. Yes, Father, he is everywhere. Rage boils in the king. Raising his mace, he smashes the pillar. The marble splits, cracks, explodes. The room is blasted with light and fury. From the shattering pillar, a shape twists forth. Man's torso, lion's head, burning golden, claws flashing, mane swirling. A nightmare to the tyrant, hope to the faithful. Narasimha, the god's roar is thunder. He snatches Hiranyakashipu and, as the sun sets, fulfills every impossible condition. Not man, not beast, not inside, not outside, not day, not night. On the threshold, at dusk, Narasimha tears the king's chest asunder. Bare hands, no weapon. Justice, as promised. The palace shakes with fear and awe. Heroes tremble, even the gods pause. Because now, Narasimha is not calming down. Eyes ablaze, breathing hard, a storm not ready to pass. Prahlada approaches, tiny compared to the raging form of his protector. Some say the gods themselves are scared. Even Lakshmi, consort of Vishnu, frightened of Narasimha's fury, will not draw near. Why? Why would the rescuer, having saved his devotee, be unable to let go of his wrath? What is it that haunts Narasimha at this moment? Is it only anger at evil? Or something deeper? A wound left by cosmic injustice? Flashback to before this day. The gods above watched as Prahlada suffered again and again. They prayed for intervention, powerless against Hiranyakashipu's boon. Vishnu waited, honoring cosmic order, patience, restraint, until no other choice remained. Now, with the tyrant dead, that bottled energy explodes unchecked. The gods, desperate, plead with Narasimha. They chant hymns, offer flowers, and praise his power. But he snarls, eyes wild, ears deaf to please. Even Indra, lord of the skies, cannot soothe the storm. Finally, Lord Shiva is called. Shiva, the great transformer, the dissolver of chaos. He sends his own avatar, Sharabha, a mighty being, part lion, part bird, part beast. Narasimha confronts Sharabha. The air tightens with tension. Two titans locked in a cosmic standoff. But Sharabha has one edge, calm. With words softer than rain, he counsels restraint. Narasimha, confronted by a power equal yet different, sees himself mirrored, his anger reflected back as something alien. Slowly his rage cools, his eyes soften, but the shadow of violence never lifts without consequence. Here, tradition offers different versions. In some tellings, angry sages, witnessing Narasimha's unstoppable fury, pronounce a curse. For enacting such wrath, even in justice, you will be cursed and the world will tremble at your uncontrollable anger. In other stories, Prahlada himself, seeing the destruction, even though intended to protect him, is shaken. He wishes no one else to suffer such divine wrath, not even for good. The reason for the curse is layered. Even the god who protects cannot wield fury without paying a price. Power, no matter how necessary, cannot escape echoes of its own consequences. But who pronounced the curse? Here's where myth blurs into wisdom. One interpretation. It is the sages, the wise rishis, who, seeing the raw force that even the gods fear, place a curse, not from hate, but to keep the balance. From now on, whenever Vishnu incarnates in ferocious form, he must deal with the shadow of his own unleashed power. In some tales, it is even Lord Shiva who, by calming Narasimha, lays down the reality that such aspects must always be tamed, never allowed to rule unchecked. Another, it is Narasimha's own burden. The curse is not only spoken but lived, a lingering mark of the violence necessary to destroy evil. Each time Vishnu returns as an avatar, the memory of this moment informs his next choices. As the dust settles, Prahlada gazes up at Narasimha, tears glistening in his eyes. "Thank you for saving me," he whispers. But even he can sense the aftershock, the storm that leaves scars on all, even the divine. Prahlada's thoughts echo. Was this destruction the only way? At what point does protection become danger? Narasimha meets his gaze, silent. In that silence is all the sorrow of the world. Imagine the scene, the setting sun painting the marble pillars crimson, braziers flickering, the lifeless king at the threshold, and gods gathered around a lion man who staggers under the weight of his own power. Narasimha, avatar, savior, destroyer, must bear the lesson that every act, even in defense of the innocent, creates ripples. Every hand raised in justice can shape unintended futures. The curse stands as a warning. Even those who do good, who fight evil head-on, cannot escape the reach of their choices. The line between justice and destruction is thinner than anyone believes, even for a god. Why was the curse necessary? Consider this. Without it, what would stop even a protector from losing himself in his role? The curse limits, crowns, ensures that might does not become right. It restores the balance that the world needs. A reminder that fury must yield to wisdom, and that the greatest heroes carry not only glory, but also responsibility. So, next time you think of Narasimha as merely the savior of Prahlada, remember the curse. Remember that every story of triumph carries its own cost, and that even gods are taught humility in the aftermath of their might. Are you curious to learn about the other avatars of Vishnu and the untold lessons their stories hide? Tap on the next video and dive deeper into ancient wisdom.